Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky gave an interview to the American publication The New York Post. Zelensky stressed in an interview with The New York Post that Russian dictator Vladimir Putin is not inclined to compromise to end the brutal war he has unleashed. According to Zelensky, the key to ending the war is to create conditions for Putin under which he himself will want to end it. Putin does not want an end, so he is simply not ready for a compromise. If Ukraine has to do it on its own, we will have to go a very long way with a lot of deaths to convince him that it is important to end the conflict, because these are not just words. Serious levers of influence are needed, Zelensky said. Zelensky noted that Trump has effectively given Putin another 50 days to continue the war, while the Russian war machine is becoming increasingly brutal, deliberately attacking civilians, including babies, with explosive drones launched into Ukraine on an unprecedented scale. The Ukrainian president stressed that Russian troops often deliberately target rescuers who arrive after the first attack. Such repeat strikes have become a common occurrence. The occupiers deliberately release more drones to destroy those who rush to help the victims. They hit civilian infrastructure, a house, and they know an ambulance is coming, the president said. According to Zelensky, after the first strike, the Russians pause. Cars, doctors, medics, ambulances, rescuers arrive, and at that very moment, when they are trying to save lives, the enemy strikes again. They know the details when people will arrive. After what pause they will be able to arrive. They hunt fighters when they are putting out a fire, the head of state summed up. Zelensky noted that the delay only gives Putin additional time to continue his bloody actions, after he has already played with Trump during months of fruitless peace talks with Moscow. Trump takes the death of people more seriously than Putin. It hurts him more. He talks about it than Putin, who does not feel sorry for his people at all, and they are his citizens, he said. Zelensky noted that sanctions could hit the pockets of ordinary Russians, which in turn could significantly reduce the level of support for Putin and provoke public discontent among the oppressed population. Although many Russians, including prisoners interviewed by the Post, do not understand the meaning of the war and do not support it internally, they are hesitant to express their position because they do not live in a free society, Zelensky explained. However, the situation may change if people begin to feel real consequences.
Ukraine launched dozens of drones across various regions in Russia, including capital Moscow, on the night leading to Friday, causing airport shutdowns and flight disruptions from key Russian cities. Russian Defense Ministry stated that air defenses intercepted and destroyed 73 Ukrainian drones, including 3 approaching Moscow, between 11 p.m. on July 17 and 7 a.m. on July 18, according to a Telegram update. Astra, an independent Russian news outlet, shared a video, allegedly filmed by local residents, showing a Ukrainian drone flying low over Moscow's Dmitrovsky district, about 40 kilometers from the city. This footage was released around 4 a.m., shortly after the drones were intercepted. Andrei Vorobyov, governor of the Moscow region, reported that 11 drones were downed in the region, one more than the Ministry of Defense's tally. Some private homes in Domodedovo, Krasnogorsk, Salnekhnogorsk, Sergiev Posad, and Mozhaysk sustained minor damage, though no injuries were reported. Around the same time, multiple flights were grounded. Russia's Federal Air Transport Agency imposed temporary restrictions on Vnukovo International Airport at 1:11 a.m., which were lifted at 4:28 a.m., resulting in 20 flights being rerouted. Shortly after, restrictions were also placed on Nizhny Novgorod Airport for about an hour. Ukraine had not commented on the attacks at the time of the report. Russian forces launched deadly strikes across multiple regions of Ukraine that same night, killing at least 3 civilians and injuring several more.
Ебать! В школу, смотри, в школу полетел. Ой, блядь, вон его въебало. Сейчас ебать. Прилет был.
If the US decides to transfer Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine, this will significantly affect the course of the war with Russia. Military expert Yuri Mikulyak said this on the air of Kiev 24. He noted that Russia's air defense is not ready to neutralize these missiles, which are long-range and highly accurate, and these missiles could be used to destroy Russian weapons manufacturing facilities. And if these missiles hit enemy airfields, factories that manufacture weapons and military equipment for the Russian army, as well as weapons depots, this will disarm the Russian army. They will have nothing to shoot and fight with, the expert emphasized. Mikulyak noted that providing Ukraine with American Tomahawk missiles would be a powerful blow to the Russian Federation. At the same time, even the intention of US President Donald Trump to do so could force the Russian authorities to adjust their plans. I think that Putin will think about Trump's words, because if the US President really provides us with long-range precision munitions, then, believe me, victory will be ours, he stressed. The expert noted that if an agreement is reached with the US, Ukraine could receive from 50 to 100 Tomahawk missiles. At the same time, he emphasized that we need to train personnel to launch these missiles. Ukraine also needs installations from which these missiles can be launched. These missiles are used both on water and in the air and on land. We need launchers that will work in these 3 variants. And not only the service personnel, but also the pilots need to be trained for this, because these missiles are fired from an aircraft at a certain angle, Mikulyak said. Some of the existing Air Force aircraft could be used to launch Tomahawk missiles that Ukraine could receive from the United States at targets in Russia, aviation expert Valery Romanenko told Telegraph. The expert said that based on the payload characteristics, the F-16 can carry such missiles. The Su-24 bomber can also meet such needs. The Su-24 aircraft's load-carrying capacity allows it to carry such missiles. The maximum weight of the Tomahawk is about 1,500 kilograms, and the root pylon of this aircraft can withstand such a load, the expert explained. He noted that the factory models of both aircraft are not compatible with such weapons. At the same time, engineers have already upgraded Ukrainian Su-24s to work with Storm Shadow missiles, although previously these Soviet-made aircraft could not launch European missiles. As Romanenko noted, Tomahawk missiles are not the only long-range weapon that Ukraine could receive from the United States. He considers the transfer of JASSM cruise missiles to be a much more realistic option. JASSM, according to semi-official information, is apparently already being discussed. Ukraine is unlikely to receive Tomahawk in the near future, but JASSM will be enough for us for now, he believes.